Strokes classic records in here.
Ooh, damn.
Unfortunately, I get pretty addicted to stuff like this, so my bank account's been pretty happy for the last 8 years.
Here's another thing that flew up in my mind like the razor blade in her wrist, locked in a closet of Deep Space Nine. Deposit for a wasted life. I lost it with a sweepstakes side.
Hi, Monkimby. So these are the rules. 10 minutes to grab 10 vinyl that have been influential for you. We'll play one track for each one and we'll chat about them. And I've got 3 bonus tracks that I might or might not play, alright? Let's go!
Let's do it. Let's do it.
This is cool, I'm surprised to see this here. Okay, I should maybe get something not in the rock pop section as well.
Just amazing stuff. I just haven't thought about it for so long.
I can put 5 together, yeah, give me 2 minutes.
My work's done. King Krule, The Ooze. Just, you know, obviously we have a very strong link with this guy. This one's called Dumb Surfer. Just the energy that he brings on stage and his songwriting, his lyrics as well, and his writing in general really kind of, I've definitely been a huge fan of it and like guided my hand a bit with this one, with the new Kimby record. It just feels like a very natural combination. And he also likes what we write. And then, you know, we like present him with like an idea and it usually like works. So it's also just down to try stuff.
On the last track of the new album, Archie's diary is credited.
I think it's an excerpt from his diary or something.
We were working on recording that song and just doing a big kind of jam of it, and then pretty sure it was the first take and it was just a big stream of consciousness kind of thing. I mean, from reading and putting it together whilst he was hearing it for the first time. And so we just edited it down, but it's pretty much his first go. Let's go with this. Picked up Ty Segall. Our friend and mixing engineer Dilip played me this record a while ago. It's pretty great and kind of original, very direct. How I've tried to get the guitar to sound at times. So this one's called Candy Sam. It's just so grungy, yeah.
This is not my favourite record by The Strokes, but they unfortunately did not have Is This It, which I really, really love. And I remember getting a CD of it burnt for me by my friend Kit Mason, and he wrote The Strokes on the cover, and I still have it at home. And it was the first CD I ever had. I mean, the best thing about The Strokes for me is like the bass lines are so sick, and also Julian Casablancas' vocals have always been something that I absolutely love, and his tone of voice is great. And I think just the kind of, again, for me it's like the straight to the vein kind of melodies that he comes up with are really something that I would love to like try and do. You know, that was like a lot of the new record is about trying to achieve that. It's also really minimal.
Yeah.
I listened back to it recently and the record's so simple. I recently listened back to a lot of the older music like that I was listening to back then, and a lot of it hasn't aged well at all. And I was like, why? How did I like this?
I think that's a songwriting thing.
It just did not hit, but The Strokes 100% still hit in the same way. And yeah, I think you're right, it's probably a songwriting thing.
There's
like
stylistic elements to music, and obviously they change as time moves. And then there's the thing that's universal, which is like whether you're able to get something from yourself and whether you can write a good song. And if you get those, then the style doesn't matter so much.
Go The Verve, classic urban hymns. This record for me was very important just when I was younger. Like the vocals are really sticky. I think I'm going to play The Drugs Don't Work, and it's still true today. The drugs definitely do not work. You know, with the new record, I was doing a lot of the writing for the lyrics and for vocal melody in general. So I sort of went back to music that I had going on when I was younger. Just going back to like songs that I still remember from childhood and why. You know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, you're trying to, especially with vocals and stuff, like I'm trying to write music that you want to keep listening to.
Now the trucks don't work, they just make you worse. But I know I'll see your face again.
The way that we recorded it is way more like the vocal is kind of the lead in a lot of it. Kai would come up with a demo and it would just be purely instrumental, and then I'd be sitting at home writing to it. So I definitely wanted to throw my whole self into the writing of the lyrics. You know, there was no like messages in it or anything, but I wanted to kind of get across how much I love kind of creative writing.
Maybe I'm gonna propose to play one of
the
bonus track.
Let's do it.
While we're talking about vocals and rising.
This is James Blake playing Robots into Heaven, and I did some production work across this album. This song's called Loading.
Wherever I go, I'm only as good as my mind. Which is only good if you're mine.
I mean, he used to be in the band, so he used to be the sort of singer. But yeah, I mean, that was like a long time ago. And obviously went off on his own trajectory. But when I moved back to LA, we kind of got back in touch and like reconnected. And I've been doing a lot of work with him on various projects away from his own music, but also on his own music as well.
Alex Cameron album, Oxy Music. We met Alex very early on when we were touring in Australia in like 2010 or 11. He's just over the years has like taught me a lot about songwriting in general. I think he's one of my favorite contemporary songwriters, and he very kindly asked me to mix this record. Like on this record that we just made, I was kind of coming up with chord progressions, which is, I guess, what I think of when I'm talking about songwriting. Of pop and rock in general, that whole genre is fundamentally meant to sound like simple music, I think, you know. But the good stuff is actually, you know, surprisingly, there's like a lot of detail, you know, in how you put things together. Just like, it's the way that it goes, leads into the chorus and stuff like that, and the use of backing vocals and things that you're not really meant to notice it, you know, but you have this feeling of, wow, these moments happen, just kind of little pre-choruses and...
Who pulled the curtains? Who broke the screen? Who told my brother that his kids are gonna die from this vaccine? Who told my mother that she's never gonna find no love in nobody? Who told my father that he doesn't have to pay for counseling?
Quasimoto, Further Adventures of Lord Quas. I guess the link is that probably one of the first records that me and Kai ever sort of listened to together.
So it's oldie.
Yeah, it's old. Madlib doing amazing stuff, and I love that the Quasimoto like character is so sick. The humour in it is great for me. I love it.
Our approach to making what was like considered kind of almost dance music in the beginning was really more influenced by hip hop in some ways.
Put it in the Dutch, it gets stuck on your touch. Whoa.
Kai was the one who showed me this record. Yeah. No, we both got like pretty sort of eclectic kind of taste, and especially back then, I think the fascination was in a lot of the sampling and like the way that a record like this is put together, and like it's just so full of life. Just encapsulating it in one sort of world was always interesting to both of us. This is like really first, when we first started making music together.
Cool. The first time I heard it, it was obviously before the internet was what it is today, and there wasn't as much information about how you made this kind of music, so it just seemed like such a mystery to me. Start something in a curiosity. Our first album, I don't think it's not that it sounds the same, but I think you can hear the influence in some way. You need these kind of records to break through into the mainstream for people to have a way in, you know.
The Deluge by William Basinski. William Basinski's always been someone that both of us really like. On the first record, the song called William is basically a lift from William Basinski. It's a lot of sampling of him. Just the ability to have like a 90-minute piece that just keeps you engaged, even though it's the same loop over and over again. It's just fascinating, and it really opened up my ideas about what is sort of possible with music.
On the theme of the old days, let's get this. So this is extremely British-sounding record that I inherited from my parents. It's jangly guitar, and it just sounds very English, and I think it's been somewhere in my head since I was a little kid, you know. The Wedding Present, yeah.
Cool.
So, yeah.
Love the cover.
It's a very good cover as well, yeah, yeah.
Oh, why do you catch my eye then turn away? I thought we said all the things we had to say.
Which track to end this interview, maybe, if you had to pick one?
What's that crazy last song with the guy?
Oxy Music.
It's insane. This is such a great song.
Jesus Christ.
It's no way to find your soul. Fingers down your pie hole. Let's just say I'm your friend.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Yeah, yeah, great spot.
Pleasure.
Anytime.